Well, hello internet, and welcome back to the Rainbow Library. My name is Lee, and today we're going to be talking about our most anticipated reads of 2017. So one of the books I am most excited for in 2017 is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Now, I've been lucky enough to get a proof of this book, and I am so excited to read it. It doesn't come out until kind of late January, early February, but I am so excited to finally have my hands on it and finally get reading it. If you don't know Adam Silvera, he's also the author of More Happy Than Not, which is a beautiful yet tragic telling of a boy who is in love, and oh my god, it is so good. It is wonderful and amazing, and I definitely recommend you go and check it out if you haven't. But his next book is History Is All You Left Me, and I've heard some really great things from earlier reviews, so I am very excited to finally get this one started. Now, this is a male romance book, and it deals with love and death and grief and a bunch of other things, and oh man, I'm so excited to finally get started.
Hey everyone, it's Chris here to talk about some of my most anticipated LGBTQ reads of this year. And the first one I wanted to mention was Dreadknot by April Daniels. I love queer superhero stories, and I have not read any queer superhero stories that had a trans main character. This story is about a girl named Danny Tosser who is trans, and she gets superpowers, and I am super excited to read this story. It sounds so right up my alley because I just love superpowers and superhero things. Like, I'm so ready for it.
Hey guys, I'm Mel, and my three most anticipated books today are books that are going to have bisexual characters. These are books that I would have liked to see growing up and figuring out my own sexuality. So the first one is Our Own Private Universe by Robin Talley. This book comes out January 31st, and it's about two best friends who go on a trip to Mexico, and in that trip the main character, who is bisexual but who doesn't have any experience with women, meets this girl and falls in love.
Books that I'm looking forward to in 2017 are more of, not so much ones that are coming out, are more ones I haven't read in the past few years, and I feel like I probably should have. So I've made a quick list of books that are kind of, I know probably already out, and you guys will have probably read some of them. But I've not, and I've had a quick look through, and I'm quite interested in quite a few. So number one is Winter Spoons by Daniel Woodwell. There's going to be a lot of me mispronouncing names here. I know there's been a movie about it, I know Jennifer Lawrence is in it, but I'm very focused on trying to find stuff which sort of relates back to bisexual interpretations and representation, because I don't think there's a whole lot of it, and any book that kind of even hinges slightly on that I'm quite for reading. And it seems like it's a bit like a genre thing, and so the sexuality aspect's kind of just there.
I'm Savage Reads, and I'm going to tell you about 4 books I'm really looking forward to in 2017 with an LGBTI plus theme. So the first one is A Natural by Ross Raisin. Now this comes out in March, and initially when I was told about it I thought, oh, this sounds really boring, it sounds like a football book. However, I've since found out that Tom, who's the main character in this book, is actually gay, and what it's looking at is the stereotypes around the macho man and what it is to be a man, and how in an industry like football, what it's like for somebody to come out or to be gay. I don't know if he comes out, who knows, I've not read the book yet. And what I think is great about this is that it's looking at a subject that is quite kind of potent at the moment, and people are sort of waiting for more sports people to come out. And
The next book I am most excited for is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Now, if you've seen my other videos elsewhere, you will know that I am a massive fan of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. If you haven't read that, definitely do. It is a wonderful book, and it is so true to life, and it resonated with me so much. It is just joy. It is pure joy, and I absolutely love it. And I am so excited for Becky's new book. She is a great writer, she tells great stories, and I'm really fascinated by how this one is gonna go.
At the Edge of the Universe by Sean David Hutchison. This is a story about the universe shrinking. Tommy and Ozzy have been boyfriends and have known each other since 2nd grade, and they're boyfriends. And then Tommy completely vanishes. He's ceased to exist from the minds of all the people like in the town except for his boyfriend Ozzy, and Ozzy's trying to figure out what's going on. I'm super excited to read this story, especially after We Are the Ants last year, which I thought was completely amazing. Just so excited for more books by Sean David Hutchison in this kind of style.
Lily Murphy is a book that has had a lot of controversy, but that I'm super excited to see how it's handled. It's about this girl who survived the Hurricane Katrina, who is a swimmer and who has believed her entire life that she was a lesbian. But then she starts falling in love with her best friend who is a guy. And the reality is that sexuality is fluid and you can't know everything at one point in your life. So I think it's going to be so interesting seeing her going on that journey and figuring out things about herself she didn't know before.
The second book I'm kind of looking forward to, and I've seen around quite a lot, it's called The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williams. I've not read a whole lot of trans fiction and sort of dealing with gender as something as such as that, and I think only through reading stuff like this will anyone will truly understand what's going on, at least a tiny aspect, and understand a little bit better. And I'm quite interested in the whole idea of discovering your identity, especially within something that's fairly visual, I think. Not so much just with sexuality, but when it comes down to who you are and what gender you identify with, or whether you don't want to identify the gender.
I have a book that I don't have with me, and it's called Mussolini's Island by Sarah Day, and it's based on a true event, where several young men were all suspected of being gay and taken onto an island and put there. Now, I don't know what happened to those men. I've not been and looked it up. I don't want to know because I want to read the book to find out, but I've heard it's supposed to be absolutely brilliant.
So guys, we had so many recommendations that we couldn't fit all in one video, so look forward to Thursday where we have part 2 of this little video. See you there.